Hey everybody, it's Mary with the Painted Peach, and today I'm going to do a book stack, or a few book stacks. We're going to start by tearing off the covers of these paperback books and just sanding the edges a little bit to make sure that all of the book comes off of there, all of the cover. And we're going to do that for all 4 of these books. Now that we have them all 4 done, we're just going to use some hot glue and glue them all together. All of the spines should be facing the same way. I'm going to take this printable and add it to my book stack. Using a little bit of white paint just to get all of the spines the same color. We're going to get that nice and dry, and then we're going to attach our printable. We're using Mod Podge to attach the printable to the spine of each of the books. I'm using a Mod Podge roller to make sure it's good and secure, and using my hand just to press it into the creases of the book or books. Now I'm just using a dryer to make sure it is nice and dry, and then I will use a sharp tool to cut in between each of the book spines, right at the crease where it meets. Now you could have cut your printable to fit the size of each spine before gluing them together, which is another way to go about this. I'm okay with the more distressed look if it's torn or ripped. I'm going to sand in between those areas anyway, so I didn't want a nice clean edge like you would get if you wrapped the image around a little bit. Did have a little bit of an issue of the book coming apart, so I just added a little bit of hot glue there to get it back together. And then I'm taking a fingernail file and going around and sanding the edges. I just showed you a printable there of my sweet puppy dog who passed away recently. She passed away after doing this video. I did end up off camera making her a book stack that day, and I'm so glad I did. I'll add an image of that to the end of this as well. I only got one picture of the book stacks that I created. This one I did not get a picture of, but I do create another one that is on camera that will be at the end of this. I'm just taking my parchment paper and my little mini iron, and we're going over this whole thing to make sure it's nice and secure. Now I'm getting out my Distress Oxide in the color Vintage Photo, and I'm just going around and distressing the whole book stack area in the front just to give it more of a vintage antiqued look. Here I'm showing you could have added the other part to the top of the book, but I'm going to add some florals up there. So first I'm cutting up some fabrics, and we're going to make a cute little wrap for our book, and then we're going to add some florals to the top just to dress it up a little bit. So I'm just taking that fabric and wrapping it to the side, and then taking it all the way around to the bottom of the book, and then we are going to staple it to the bottom of the book stack. This will be sure to stay this way. Glue could possibly come apart, so I wanted to make sure it was nice and secure. I'm now making a little bow out of some primitive fabric, and I'm going to attach that as well, and then we're going to add our greenery to the top. I also have some jute twine that I want to use on there as well. Then I decided against the jute twine, took it off, and just added the primitive fabric and the greenery. And then I have this cute little primitive heart that I'm just going to distress up a bit with some of that Distress Oxide and add it right to the middle of my bow. And that book stack is complete. Now I'm going to start on the second one, and this one is going to be a family book stack. I'm going to go through the same process of ripping off the covers and painting, gluing, all that, but we are going to stamp the names of my family on this, and this is going to be on my mantle, and I really love the way it turns out. You could do this for gifts for Christmas for your family. You can make yourself one, make your parents one. This would also be a great wedding gift to do, like the name of the bride and the groom, or the new name of, their last name, and then the year that they're married, all that. I am painting the top of this book because it had words on it, but then I end up using it somewhere else and I have to end up painting again. So I'm using these stamps from IOD, and these are amazing. I just have a little block here that you stick them onto. You can get them nice and straight, and then you can just stamp right onto whatever you need to. It's really handy to have these. They're a little expensive, so if you don't have the money to buy these, you can always get stamps from places like Dollar Tree, Dollar General, on Amazon, and other places like that. All right, so now we're just stamping our names on. That's our oldest son, and then we're going to keep going down the line and put each name on the book stack. When I get to this one, I do my husband's and my name together, so it says James and Mary, and we'll have that as us together, and then all of our children will have their own single book. I'm gluing these together, and then I will show you how we dressed it up. Now here's where I have to end up painting again because I used the wrong book on the top like a silly person, but it's okay. We could just paint and dry that up and keep on going. I'm adding some of these florals to the top, the greenery. I really like this greenery. I think it's boxwood, and I think this is really farmhouse. I thought it was super cute for this family book stack. Now I'm getting out that jute twine that I was going to use on the other book and trying to figure that out, and we're going to make a cute little bow with it and stick it right in the center of that greenery. And that book stack is complete. I do add a little bit of jute going around to make it look like that is tied on and held together that way. Here is that book stack and that book stack, and I really appreciate you joining me to watch this tutorial. I hope that you complete some. If you do, I would love to see, and go over to my Facebook page, The Painted Peach, and you can share them to me over there. Here is the finished family book stack, and here is the one in memory of my sweet Daisy girl. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, hit that bell, and come back for more. As always, stay peachy.